All right, welcome back to LIK Fight Network, and joining me today is Hudson Adair. Hudson will be fighting Aiden Appel at BTC 32 on September 13th. Hudson is looking to improve to 4-1. So, Hudson, thank you for taking the time. And how are you? And how are you feeling, man?
Oh, it's a pleasure. I'm glad I could come back and do another interview with you before the next week fight.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. You're heading into this fight as you're heading into this fight hoping to go 4-1. Is there any difference or feeling compared to the last one?
Definitely. As much as there was a little change up between the opponents and kind of late the last fight, just trying to make it work. We have ahead of me now a very legitimate prospect in Aiden Appel coming from a highly respected team from Niagara top team. And he's a legitimate kid. He's got 4 finishes. Has not gone the distance. He is looking to probably end this quickly.
Yeah, I do want to talk about your opponent, and I want to talk about everything that's kind of surrounding this fight, where it's located. But let's jump back here a little bit. You talked to me about you're no longer at Ghost House MMA. Are you able to talk about a bit about that process, and what are you doing for your fight camp now?
It's just more so. I've been spreading myself around a little bit more, trying to get work with more bodies and people. We have enough gyms here in town now that it's helpful to get different people of different sizes too, rather than always having either really small people or really large people to be working with.
Okay, and what's your training camp like now that you're no longer at Ghost House, and where are you primarily training at?
I have a little bit of a mixed camp right now between some private coaches and bouncing between some of the other gyms and highly respected people from in town here, but just really focusing a lot on the flaws in previous game plans for me and kind of aligning with the possibilities of the upcoming opponent.
And as you prepare for, as you call it, a very highly respected prospect, what's the most important thing that you've been focusing on during this camp?
Probably, definitely, it'd be between my working on my cardio this camp through and a lot of defense. So,
Yeah, fair enough. What's been the toughest part of this camp so far? Is it moving around with different people?
yeah, definitely the schedule this time around. It's worked more so in some favors, kind of aligned more with my work schedule and trying to fit in workouts, but everything else has kind of been a blur, trying to make food, diet, life, sleep, everything else work in between.
Fair enough. Now, you kind of already talked about your opponent a little bit, so let's talk about the card itself. This is a huge card in Niagara due to the notoriety of Niagara top team, and obviously your opponent coming out of that gym. Do you just kind of stay focused on yourself, even with the attention this card's kind of surrounding?
Oh yeah, he has a plethora of high level and elite coaches, teammates, and people that he'd be training with up there. So I just have to try and emulate the same kind of situation for myself here by surrounding myself with a high level group of people that are pushing and striving for me to be the best and to be the best I can.
Well, and so far you've been very respectful towards your opponent, the things you're saying. But what do you feel you have an advantage over your opponent, like Aiden?
Well, I've definitely stood the test of time, not just in age, but I have had some fights go the distance and been able to weather some serious storms. Uh, so I'm hoping that if we are both as high level combatants as said, then maybe we will end up going the distance. But I don't see either of us looking to stay in the fight too long.
So is this what fans are expecting? Is this fireworks?
I'm hoping so. I mean, he's talked up a lot of striking for himself before, and we've really yet to kind of see it in some of his MMA fights. So I'm hoping to see a little bit more of it and what he has to offer between that and his excellent ground game, and we'll just kind of see what happens. I think it's a recipe for explosive action.
All right, let's go. Hudson, do you study your opponents, or do you more just focus on your own skill set?
Uh, Watching tape, it can always be a good thing, and understanding a little bit about your opponent and maybe some of their habits or tendencies, but definitely focusing on yourself, your psychology, your body, your fitness level, and making sure you're 100% before you go in there and try and take away somebody else's 100%.
Of course. Now, I mean, this fight's now is going to be in Niagara. So for you, what's your plans on travel? Are you going to go down a couple days before, or just going down the same day? What's your plans at the moment?
On the same day, like I'll pretty much do what I've done most of these travel shows, is just make it there for weigh-ins, do the business, have the show, and have fun and party it up after.
Excellent. That sounds like good plans after the fight. But seriously though, you're gonna you potentially go 4-1. So I know you're gonna be focused on one fight or challenge at a time. But I mean, realistically, you would be 4-1 with a win over Aiden. So that being said, when you look towards the future and you look at, obviously, I assume your goal is to go pro. So when you look maybe down a year down the road, how do you feel like, when you project your career? Do you feel like going pro is something that is on the close horizon?
Absolutely. I mean, I've always been looking for the next thing, whether it be career progressment or training progressment here. And yeah, I could definitely see going forward to something like that, especially with now our growing network of amateur to pro and these high level shows like BTC and Prospect.
All right. Well, we'll have to see. Now, I just want to put the last part of this, just to keep it light and fun with you. So, I'm just going to give you some scenarios, and hypothetically speaking, of course. So, if fights were decided by rock, paper, and scissors instead of punches, what's your strategy?
Uh, Wait until you can see them make the move. You gotta follow the hand, rock, paper, and as they come down, you gotta watch the break and make your move fast.
I feel like there is a bit of cheating to it, or a lot of times everyone just wants to keep it at rock because no one ever wants to reveal what if it's going to be the paper or the scissors. So I would have to go with that as well. Now, here's another one for you. Would you rather eat a leg kick from Jose Aldo or take a punch from Francis Ngannou?
Oh, leg kick to Jose Aldo, easily. As much as he might be a featherweight, he's well respected and got a good chop, but I've had some very heavy guys chop the legs, and I'd be more worried about taking a punch in any area of my body from Francis Ngannou.
Fair enough. But however, you could use takedowns against Francis as well.
Absolutely.
Now, let's say in a situation you corner yourself in a fight. What kind of advice would you give yourself?
Well, come back an animal in the corner. You gotta get ready and push out. I'm not ready to curl up and give up in a corner. You know, you gotta brawl it out.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And let's say in a scenario you're stranded on an island and you got three people with you. Who are you gonna accompany on this island? Three fighters.
3 fighters. Okay. 3 fighters that I'd take with me on an island. Probably Alex Pereira. You know, utilize some of those skills. Uh, and then I'd probably go with Volkanovski. And then, last but not least, have to go with Boss Root just for the enjoyment morale.
No, fair enough. You have to have someone that I think you have to have the one of the baddest men on the planet. You have to have Volkanovski who can cook, and you have Bossarud,
Yes.
the moral compass.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. Hudson, all seriousness, I just good luck with your fight in September. It's always a pleasure having you on here and chatting with you, and I appreciate you taking the time and being flexible. If you have any sponsors or anyone you like to shout out to, you're more than welcome. The floor is yours.
Awesome. Yeah, this time around I'm being supported by CSD Security Systems based out of Nova Scotia. Really thankful for them in aiding me in this venture because we both have similar ideas, and I'm just happy to be partnered with them for this. And thank you again too, Luke. Always love these interviews with you. It's a great time, and glad to network myself some more.